Brrr. That's my drum roll. What's happening, Fish and friends? Welcome to another live. Joined by the man, the myth, the Randall. How are you out there, you old Nebraska Cornhusker looking fool? I
The
see you got
old
your
sea dog.
Nebraska flannel back there, red and black. You used to wear gold and black, but now that you're a Nebraska guy, that's cool that you even changed your flannel too.
It's a lumberjack flannel. I don't know what to tell you, Debo.
Well, I'm just saying, all signs point to you've moved to Nebraska for good now. You're probably so I was just watching some Hawks basketball. Girls won. They're going to the finals tomorrow. There's some wrestling on. I bet you're cheering for Nebraska, aren't you?
I I don't watch sports.
Oh, okay.
I'm not a
Well,
sportsman anymore.
you don't do the sport things. Well,
Mm-mm.
tonight should be a fun one because we're talking spring fishing. I got out for my first fishing trip of the year today. I actually met up with Chris Russ, this handsome gentleman right here. We got out, did some fishing. I caught one on the old deadly Nedley rig. It was like, I don't know, pound and three quarters. Maybe if I left the lure in its mouth, it would have went 2 pounds, but I doubt it. Chris ended up sticking a 3 pounder. So congrats to Chris. He outfished me today. But Randall, you're gonna have to step up your fishing partner game because Chris Russ met me at the spot and was like, "Oh, Debo, here I bought you a bag of donut holes from a special bakery." Randy, I've never seen you bring me a special bag of donut holes from a special bakery. Just saying.
You're ridiculous because
You'll
you know I've brought you many a thing.
Not special donut holes. You're probably gonna show up with like Nebraska themed donut holes or something like, oh, they have a red filling, go big red. Ooh. And I'll just have to kick in the water. Oh, I love you, Randy. So anyway, Chris, thanks for the donut holes. Thanks for meeting up today. It was good talking with you. Um, Hanging out, talking crap about Randy, even though he wasn't there. But we got to. No, just kidding. We were talking about you that we all want to meet up and fish sometime when you can pencil us into Iowa time again. So we'll all get up and meet together. But Chris, fun going out. It was funny too because he kept saying, I don't know how many times he caught his good fish on an underspin. I don't know how many times he said, "Oh man, I really feel like today would be a good underspin day. I should really tie on that underspin. I brought that underspin I was doing." I'm like, dude, tie it on. Ties it on, and like 10 minutes later, he's like, "Oh, I got a good one. Oh, 3 pounder." I'm like, damn it, cut it off.
Cut it off of there. Yeah. No, I get it, man. I for whatever reason I have it in my head that an underspin isn't going to work right now. So I'm just like, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. But now I feel like, dang, I kind of messed things up. I probably should have done it.
Do it up. Williams got it right. So what's up, guys? Yeah, it'd probably be Guggen themed donut holes. Oh, Randy, we love you. Wouldn't be any fun if we didn't have Randy to throw crap to.
You dang old bully.
Yeah, he said I told Debo I wouldn't catch a bigger fish than him, so it felt like he was still fishing with Dizzle. He's unfortunately I lied, and he just caught a bigger one than me. Both you guys have caught bigger fish to me this year. Randy stuck like a 4.5 pounder as his first fish. Chris, that was actually Chris's second fish, but it was like a 3 for a second is better than I'm doing. So anyway, so what do we got tonight? Spring fishing, Randall. I was so excited, even though I only caught one fish in like, I don't know, 5 hours of fishing. Still amazing, still great to get out and see the sounds and outdoors when the water isn't all iced over. And of course, we'll be doing a giveaway. It will be a spring lure themed giveaway. So I don't have it ready or anything yet, but I'll throw in some spring lures. So hopefully I can get it to you quickly. I do still have everybody up on the board. Rob, I don't think I've seen Rob Harrison in here yet. Oh, speak of the devil. Randy, give Debo your. Oh Lord, should have should have filtered that one, Rob. He was talking about the special donut holes that Randy gets me. Randy actually brought me B's and G's once, so I mean that's pretty special. But anyway, Rob, I still have you up there. Greg, Trevor, SD, Usama Khan, Connor. I didn't forget about any of you all, Everett. I still have you all up on the board. I just didn't get out this week. Work was crazy because I do that over my lunch break. So,
Who
so anyway,
uh who who is it that we're waiting on to see if they ever join the party or get you the information as needed? Don't you remember? There
Oh,
was somebody.
we switched out. No, I said that had been 4 weeks. So I pulled it and recalled, and I said if they watch the giveaway, watch
Gotcha.
it again, I'll just give them
Oh
another
yeah, yeah,
package.
yeah.
Yeah. So,
And
but I
so
haven't heard from that person.
it was me then, right? Because
Yeah. No.
like,
No.
well, it was I should have won it, and then you redrew it because I had won,
No.
and
No.
then
Yeah, I don't remember that. So let's talk spring fishing. Randall. So you just said the underspin was not on your radar, which kind of surprises me. You throw the underspin a lot. We know a jig, so I'm not even going to get into that position of asking you what your favorite is. Let's talk about a spring lure, one that maybe you haven't had success with in the past, but it's one that's kind of grown on you more throughout some of the recent years. Because I know as we fish together, we kind of expose each other to stuff that's different. Like I've told it on here a bajillion times that I threw a jig like a flipping jig or a swim jig, but I was honestly never like a finesse ball head jig guy until I met Randy, and he whooped my butt time and time again and kind of got me into it. So I know we've kind of helped each other out back and forth, with different techniques. So do you have one that's like, yeah, that's one that's grown on me as of the last few years?
honestly, it's more of, and we've talked about this a few times now. The busting out the old sissy stick. I haven't been a spinning combo guy, and that's what I caught the big one on. The biggest, well, the only fish of this year. It was on I was just throwing like a little shaky head type of bait with a worm, and he nailed it. I think just using that, or not being so, I guess, against using a spinning rod. That's kind of a generic answer, but I think that's probably the one that I got.
That's okay. No, and that's kind of we had last week, we talked about bait casters versus spinning. And that's something that I think as time goes on, and maybe it's just because we see it more, and like there's, by that I mean like social media, and you can see the tournaments and stuff. Back in the day, I feel like they didn't have cameras in the boats all the time, so it would be like only
Hmm.
certain people, they caught it on this thing. Hell, they might not have even been throwing that. They're holding up one of their sponsors deals. But now I feel like with media everywhere, you get to see the different techniques that people are doing, and I feel like finesse has come out a lot more as something that has to be a player. Like I don't feel like back in the day, when you watch Hank Parker, you'd watch, I'm sure it was back then, but it's like I don't remember that. When I was young, growing up, watching guys like, have a spinning rod in their hand the whole time. Like I said, maybe they did, but finesse stuff specifically, you can throw anything
Yeah.
on a spinning rod, but that real finesse type stuff I think has come around a lot. Now there's always been stuff like the not the Ned worm. What do they call it up in Minnesota? Rich, I don't think Rich is on here, but that was something I hadn't heard of, like jig worm or something like that. Kind of like a Ned rig type deal. But I'm sure there's been those little things throughout the country that have their own special little, niche
Right.
deals.
Yeah.
My dude, Bastin with Big Malone. Don't really do the membership thing. I appreciate the gift from last time, though. Love a shaky head with a lizard and spawn. Well, my friend, thank you for the donation. You don't even need to do that. Don't feel like you folks have to donate or become a member. I appreciate the hell out of anybody that does. It's done far more than I ever thought could on my channel. So I appreciate it. But don't ever feel obligated like you have to do that. And you know what? Just for that, Bastin with Big Malone, I am going to do I'm going to do some free memberships. I wish I could give you one just for saying that,
Dang.
but $10 bomb, my friend. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. Let me jump over. I'll do a membership gifting. I haven't done that in a minute. Rich showed me how to do that. I have to open up another tab. So Randy, do you have
Oh God, don't hit back. Don't hit back on this tab that has.
Hiya.
Don't hit back on StreamYard's tab.
Let's see. So then I have to just open up YouTube. I thought you could just go to YouTube and
Ooh.
why doesn't it show me? Do I have to
Well,
go to my channel?
you're looking for that. There is a this or that from Christopher Sproles at 7:43. This or that crawfish imitation or lizards for spring fishing.
I'm definitely a crawfish until it gets to like bed type stuff. Lizards and like those creatures, dragging them over beds, I feel like is a really, really good way to catch them. Gosh, that's been a few years ago. when bass start moving up, I was throwing it was a Bass Pro Shops purple and black lizard and caught a bunch that night. But yeah, especially on beds and such, that's one of my faves.
Yeah, honestly, I haven't thrown a whole lot of lizards really at all. I know me and old Johnny went, I don't even remember where we were, but we were throwing lizards. Some private pond he had access to. It wasn't a private, it was a community pond. And we were throwing lizards on, God, it's been so long, I don't even remember what it was, but I remember we caught them pretty good that day. And it was just it was fun, you know, it was something that I hadn't really done a whole lot, if any, at that point in time. And it was just different. But I still am gonna throw probably a craw imitation, obviously via a jig, more than likely.
All right, there we go. Gifted some memberships, and that's holy crap. Mr. Hellabass with the 14 months. Thank you, my friend. Jealous Iowa has open water already. Yeah, I know. It's fun. Oh, let's see. Buy. I guess I can't buy a super chat for a person. I'll have to look at that to see. Anyway, there. Gifted some memberships. Thank you all. I appreciate the heck out of everybody. Again, like I said, Rich, thanks for hopping in. I was actually just talking about you. Is it the jigworm? Is that what's big up there in Minnesota? Is that what they call it? The jigworm? Let's see. What else was I going to talk about? So I talked about or asked you your spring lure. One for me. Go ahead. What were you going to say?
No, I was just gonna say, yeah, Hellabass did say yes, it was a jig worm. But yeah, mine wasn't really necessarily. I want to try to. I don't want to get away from using a jig, but I kind of want to open it up just a little bit more in the idea of, actually using different finesse other than a jig. Crazy, I know.
Okay. I'm not mad at that. One I wouldn't necessarily say a lure, but color. So, it's probably been longer than I think now. 6, 7 years ago, we first started fishing throwing red lipless, like the red thing.
Hmm.
I'd heard about it all the time. And, I was even joking about it that day with Randy, but trying different color lures. And because for the longest time in lipless, I basically only threw chrome and gold. Fish lipless a lot, liked them a lot, but I really only threw those two colors. And then that day with Randy, when I caught the snot out of him on that red one, I think he ended up tying one on later and caught
Hmm.
him. And then every year it seems like late, almost spawn, like late pre-spawn, I guess we'd call it when they're moving up. Into March, kind of into April-ish, I want to say. I guess it would depend on the year, maybe late April. But we always seem to get on like a couple weeks where it's just an awesome lipless bite, red lipless.
Hmm.
So I would just say, try different colors of lures, even something that you're comfortable with. I'm not going to say you stumble upon that secret color that's amazing, but don't pigeonhole yourself into, oh, I throw jigs, but I only throw black and blue and green pumpkin. Maybe you find that June bug works better in your area or, something like that. I'm not saying to go out and buy 50 different colors in your favorite thing, but don't
Right.
be afraid to get out of your comfort zone, I guess, for me, not necessarily a special lure. Yeah, Chris just said, Debo, don't forget I did send a gift for Dizzle. Yeah, Dizzle, he sent you a project. He's got a frog that he needs you to work your Mendet magic on. But it
Oh,
was terribly tussled up by a snapping turtle. So you got your
eesh.
job cut out for you.
Yeah, I mean, it'll get it done. It can mend things.
Okay, so we've got the lures. Mendit does it mends stuff. Hopefully Mendit's listening, and we'll get you on that Mendit sponsorship, and you'll show them how much you represent for the Mendits. Okay, so we talked about a lure. Next, I want to go into what is one, because I always try to set this up. One or two techniques or lures or something that I want to work on throughout the year to get better. And I think we've kind of talked about it a little bit, but now that spring has actually sprung and we can get out, what is one lure or technique that you want to work on more this year, specifically this spring?
I think I'm gonna kind of go a generic answer and say it's gonna be something dealing with the spinning rod, maybe doing a little bit more of like either a weightless wacky or even like a Neko Nico, Neko, however Debo wants or people want to say it. I know we tried it. I tried it once. I think once, and you made me tie a weird knot or something, and I broke it off right away. And then you swam in the water and pulled it out of the snag and all that stuff. But that's, I think, the only time I've ever fished it. I have a bunch of the Nico weights, but I've never really given it too much effort.
Yeah, that is one I've tried more. I didn't really put like a specific focus on it. We did get another donation here. Eric Moore with the $10 donation. My friend, if you've got a question or Jason, that's a good question. If you got a question or a comment or whatever, make sure you let that be known. I'll grab it here. Anybody that donates, if you've got a question, I always want to make sure I highlight that because I appreciate it. So if not, if you're just supporting, I appreciate that, my friend. Goes to anybody donating, always helps go to giveaways, postage. I think I just spent like $75 sending out, I think 8 or 9 packages. If you watched my video a couple ago, where me and Stubby went for a special fun trip to the post office. He loves going there.
Speaking of, is he on lockdown upstairs?
He's upstairs. Yeah, my parents were here. I don't know if you can see, but I'm covered in white dog fur. They had their Brittany here, so we were upstairs hanging out, and he's confined upstairs. So let's see. So for years past, I have worked on the Nico rig more the last couple of years. Not necessarily like a specific focus, but trying it more, and I do like it. I definitely see a place in my rotation for it more. I just need to make that effort to actually tie it on. I think I default to a wacky rig so much that tough fishing, if I want that kind of thing. I know they're kind of two different presentations, but like I go to a weighted wacky rig, I feel like as a crutch a lot.
Yeah.
But for me, as far as a technique, there were some people said punching. There was some good comments out here. Japan Tackle said the umbrella rig. I have tried that, and I still just have zero confidence in it. I have a small one that Bass Geek recommended. Speaking of, I need to get him and Jim on sometime soon. Those knuckleheads, I've had a live with them for quite some time, so we'll have the 4 horsemen on. Anyway, Hank recommended a small one. I forget. Is it Shane's Baits? Gosh, I forget who makes it. I want to say Shane's Baits. That's probably wrong. If somebody knows, it's that small kind of hand-sized umbrella rig. I threw it last year. Still didn't catch anything on it. I just don't have confidence in them, but that is one I feel like I should. I feel like it should catch them. Somebody else said punching. I don't know where that one was at, but yeah, punching is one I would like to do more. We just don't have a ton of spots around here where I do it. I'm sure there's places to do it, but Mississippi backwaters and stuff, but just not one that I do. Let's see. Go ahead.
There was a question. Somebody, I don't remember who it was, did a subscription and question members live.
Oh, yes. Members Live is on the docket. I was actually, funny story. I haven't seen Gramps in here yet, but Iowa played Indiana the other night in basketball. And I said, dude, Gramps, I said, let's get on a Members Only Live and just have like the game going, just talking, crap and hanging out. Yeah. And just hang out with people and watch basketball. And he's like, dude, there's no way I could because he's like, people would see a side of Gramps that they wouldn't want to. And after reading the messages of the Hoosiers losing to the Hawkeyes, yeah, Gramps has a potty mouth if you didn't know. So Iowa won. I never texted him. We kind of left it.
You left it as is.
Yeah, there were some texts back and forth, and then as they won the game, I just kind of left it. But yeah, I don't know. We'll definitely do one. I love the Members Only. It's a small group of people, us just hanging out. So we'll do one of those soon. But for my lure, I had something in mind, and it completely. I've been off on too many tangents here talking.
Tangents. What?
I don't even remember what I was going to say. I was going to say it was something that I feel like I've tried in the past.
Drop shot.
Not a drop shot. No, I know it works. I've caught fish on it, but there's just so many other things I'd rather do than throw a drop shot and take 75 minutes to retie it on after I break it off. Yeah. Lots of good comments and such out here. People saying large large swim baits.
Swim baits, yeah.
Yep. Umbrella rigs, all kinds of different stuff.
Jerk baits. Jason said
Jerk
jerk
bait.
baits, swim
Yeah.
baits.
Jig head, like just a paddle tail and a jig head. Man, that's such a simple rig, and it always catches. Like it seems like it's always one of those little things that catches. That's why I feel like a big 5 or 6 paddle tail I should be able to catch fish on all the time because it looks so good. And I just don't have the same success with one of those as I do like a little like 3-inch paddle tail.
Right.
But
Bassless Chaps did say free rig. It's the way to go.
free rig, yeah, I've thrown it a little bit, not anywhere close to the success that Mr. Randall. Let's see. What else? Yes, I don't remember where I was going with mine. No, probably not the drop shot. I will say I throw it when I need to, but okay. How about I don't want to say a rig, a combo. So not necessarily like a specific rig only combo. I'm just saying, like, is there a combo that you feel like you hardly ever fish and it's one that you want to pick up more? Let's just say, for example, a 7'6" moderate deep cranking stick. Like, let's say you have one, you always want to go to it, and you feel like it's just something you don't ever fish. Do you have a specific combo that you're like, I really like that one, but I don't have it set up where I use it most?
No, I totally get what you're saying. For me, it would probably have to be like a big swim bait or a bigger swim bait rod that feels more comfortable. Swim bait, glide bait, kind of heavier duty kind of setup. I know the end of last year I started picking up some of the baby bukas and things like that, and I was dipping my toe into a little bit, but I kind of want to do that a little bit more. So I kind of need, I think, I need a very specific rod, I feel like, or something just dedicated to that alone, because I feel like it's tying something else on. You know how it goes.
Dang, dude. Mass big baits. I have $630 worth of big swim baits arriving soon. Only 3 baits. That's crazy,
I'm
dude. They
sorry,
are.
what?
That's one thing, and I called it. Like, it's been a few years ago when we tried to make our predictions on things, which actually we can do that here too. Not only spring, but it was one of those years, which, I mean, you could see it was rising in popularity, but I'm like, dude, big swim baits and stuff are going to keep growing. And they did, but I mean, it was pretty much, I think anybody could have foresaw that coming. But yeah, the rise in popularity that we've seen in big swim baits is pretty crazy. Let's see. For me, free rig is a myth. And I froze. Dang it! Why? Why does it do that?
What do you got running in the background? I know you got. Oh, he's got something in there. And let me guess, he's gonna make up some kind of excuse. Blah blah blah. Here he's gonna come back in at any point in time now. Yeah. Oh.
Nothing.
Oh. Hey.
I'm back.
Nothing.
I'm sure I closed everything. I don't know if it's somehow like catching my Wi-Fi and like, because it just says you'll have a better connection if you go directly instead of Wi-Fi. I'm like, but it's plugged in. I don't even know if this thing has Wi-Fi. Anyway.
Oh, you should probably turn the Wi-Fi off on it then.
I don't see a Wi-Fi thing. Like, I don't see the little Wi-Fi deal down there. I'll have to check it. Maybe that's what's messing with it, but I don't see like a little Wi-Fi. Anyway. Let's see. Gosh dang it, where was I going to? And the stupid frozen computer knocked me out of thought again. I feel like tonight's just
old predictions.
Oh, old predictions and combo. Okay, yeah. One that I want to pick up more is the reason I was saying that is deep cranking. That's actually, I'm going to change my answer to both combo and technique. I would love to get like with somebody that just loves deep cranking and just go and learn with them, like somewhere here in Iowa. If anybody's listening, you're a deep crank fan in Iowa, let me know, because I'm not confident with it. Banging a square bill, throwing like a 6 or 8 foot diver, absolutely. But like, if we're talking going out 20 foot, trying to deep crank over a hump or some type of wedge deal.
There's a couple of different things, obviously, that go with that, though. I mean, you gotta have access to a boat. You can't do that from the shore,
right? Yep.
I know I've tried it once. Me and old Johnny were going to, so a couple years prior, well, actually, I think it was that year, maybe the year before, I had gotten second place in that tournament for the Frosty Rod Open. So we were down there fishing that again, and we were in his boat, and we came across something under the water. It almost looked as if it was like kind of almost like a manhole cover or like a storm grate that could be opened or closed or something like that. And he was like, "Oh, we got to try to fish this thing, and it's something, and the fish are going to be attracted to it." But it was in like 25 or 30 feet of water, and I was like, "I don't know what the hell I'm supposed to do here." So I'm just finding the biggest crankbait that I have, and I'm just chucking it out there. And I'm like, I don't even know what's going on right now.
Yeah, and I'm sure it's not hard. Like, I feel like a lot of deep cranking is being good with electronics. Like, if you find, a brush pile that's like 18 foot down,
Yeah.
getting a good deep diver that's like running a foot above that brush, so you're not getting stuck in it. So I'm sure it's not hard to do. Like, you're literally just cranking it, but I feel like that's more of like being good with your electronics and like finding those spots. And
Hmm.
maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like that's what a lot of because it'd be just the same as like throwing a football jig or like a finesse jig or Texas rig, out there deep and, dragging it. I'm comfortable with that type of stuff. But yeah, getting out in that stuff, like cranking and figuring out, I'm just not a huge electronics guy. So I think that's
Yeah,
probably why.
that's one of the bigger things where, in that instance, electronics are key. You can't not have electronics and try to do that, because if you're just hucking and winding in deep water, you're not going to, nothing's going to get accomplished really. You need to have
Yeah.
something where it's, something's out there. You've got to have a purpose, or you got to have a point of throwing your bait out there,
Yep. Yep. Yeah. Deep cranking, hard to do from the bank. Exactly. Yeah. That's a lot of the stuff that we kind of deal with is you have to find the spot. I do see Tyler in here. Hook sets are free. So what's up, Debo, Randy, everyone in the chat? Tyler, how are you, dude? Do we need to have you on again some night? I feel like we need to start having more people on just to hang out with us and not necessarily like do a special deal. Just like, yeah, just come hang out. I like getting different points of view. Japan Tackle. Yeah, interesting one. The Daiwa's new DC Limit Breaker reel is a reel combo I can never afford. That's one that I honestly don't even care about because it's like you have to plug it in to
What?
like charge it. Yeah, like USB. I'm like,
No.
yeah, I'm like, if that's the one he's talking about, Japan, let me know. But if that's the one I saw, I'm like, dude, this thing is ridiculous. I don't want to have a reel that I charge. Like DC reels are already on the edge for me of like, do you really need them? I do think some situations they can be nice, but
Oh my.
yeah,
It's got
that's an interesting one.
intelligent mag force,
IntelliForce.
hyper double support, hyperdrive digigear.
Dax, that's a good question. Yeah, cheap electronics newbies could get and still have some money, or just like stuff that's actually going to work. I feel like you could get a random cheap one, but like, is it really worth your money to actually help? Because I've got like side and down imaging, and half the time I don't even know what the hell I'm looking at. Like I know the spots from just going over it and looking at the your 2D, but as far as like trying to figure out like the side and stuff, I've not had enough time to play with it. That's honestly something I should put more time in with, is learning that. People talk about live scope and that stuff, how much it helps. It's just it's hard for me to bite that and actually pick it up. Diggs Outdoors with the $10 bomb. Diggs, I appreciate that, my friend. If you got a question, comment, let me know. I would be happy to answer that or pin it up here, whatever you got. Japan, man, I feel like we need to have Japan on. He's got all kinds of good comments. 13 fishing or 13 fishing or sixth sense chatterbait crank. Which is better? So who'd be talking about, the Axis or the Jabberjaw? I personally like the Jabberjaw, like the action of it a little bit more. They're definitely a lot different of a lure than I thought. So I figured it would like run just like a crankbait. So what he's talking about is
Do they both have metal bills?
yes. One, I think it's the 13 one, has like metal inside the jaw, so it kind of like clicks more. But the thing that I noticed was they have a very like erratic like hunting action, which I didn't really expect.
Mm.
I figured it would be just like a regular crankbait, but with like a clicky vibration to it. Now, I am by no means a pro with them or anything. I've thrown them, a handful of times, so one could definitely be better than the other. I think I caught a fish on the 13 one. Now I can't even think of it. I just
There
said it.
was a lure that I was throwing last year at some point in time, and if you did like a quick jerk pop on it, it had like crazy erratic motion.
Oh, it was that Willow
Um,
Vibes. It was the little.
yeah, yep.
Yep. Yeah,
So
that thing
that,
did
I
look
mean,
neat.
yeah, I think it has its time and its place, where it's going to be good. I don't know. I
Okay,
haven't
sure.
used either. I know I have both, but I haven't thrown really either one of them.
Hey, how are you liking since you've been out fishing a few times with it? How do you like that meta rod, the 13 meta, your jig
Oh,
rod?
it's amazing. It is extremely sensitive from everything that I've felt so far. Um, I know I took out 2 jig rods today. I want to say it was totally an accident and I didn't mean to, but I totally meant to. Just because I wanted to try them head to head type of thing. I will say
This
that
is a bestseller. Interesting.
the meta is more. I felt like it was more sensitive than what the Intenza was.
Really?
Yeah. But I know I it must have been like a carp or something that was just kind of swimming along, but I ran my jig over something. It must not have bit, so that's why I'm thinking it was like a carp. Um, but I totally felt the whole thing. I felt, I don't know how to explain it, but like, when the fish kicks its tail and kind of takes off, I kind of felt that whole
Mm,
movement.
they have a
Where
deep
I don't,
diving version too now.
oh geez, here you go.
I was gonna see if hold on here because let's see, where's the regular ones? I actually really like their circuit board regular cranks. I might not see it. Oh, there it is, the Scamp. I actually really like those. And speaking of, I saw Brennan in here. Where are my dead shad eyes yet? I'm gonna keep calling you out on it. I want these eyes. Tell your eye guy to hook me up and find me some of these eyes so I can do a Debo regurgitated version of this. I'm just teasing. I gotta call you out, man. Let's see. What else? What other questions I have? I should have wrote these questions down. I had it all laid out in my head. Combo. Any gear, any new gear that you're wanting to try this year? So as far as lures that we were talking about, things that always work for me are jerk baits. I know we've talked about different jerk bait brands before, but jerk bait's always going to be a go-to for me in the spring. If we talk about like specific types, the 6 Sense Provoke is a good one. I've actually become a big fan of the IMA. They do have kind of small
Mm,
hooks on them, so you have to watch out. You can't use like a real overpowered jerk bait rod, but like a medium light or a medium, which I know it sounds crazy. Like what? A medium light? Like no, I'm telling you because it's so soft. You can just like pop it and just lay into it, and you don't have to set the hook hard. Just like put that bend into it, and you've got them hooked. So the IMA, the Berkeley Stunna. I've played around with the Vision 110 a little bit. They do seem like good jerk baits. I just haven't put a ton of time in. I know a lot of people say they're like the gold standard.
yep, I got the
Uh,
Shimano. What are
oh yeah.
they? God, what are they? Flicker, Flasher Shad, Flasher somethings. I
Uh-huh.
don't remember what those are, but I'm interested in throwing those, and really just I want to see how they look in the water. If I don't know if you're going to be able to really tell per se, but interested in seeing that.
Jeff Elliott said that reel sounds silly. Yeah, exactly. Jason, I completely agree. Zillion all day done. Yes. That's such a hard reel to beat, I think. I'm sorry, but it's just I love that reel. Maybe I'm just starting to be a Daiwa fanboy, but
Starting to be.
I
You've
use
been
everything. I think
you've been
I
there for a quick second.
tend to gravitate towards Daiwa, but I mean, can't beat Shimano. Luz still has good stuff. There's stuff I like kind of in every category, but
Hmm.
faith for faith first fishing out. He's going to bed. Good night, my friend. Zillion's the boss. SLX DC is second best. Interesting.
Hmm.
Yeah, lots of DC talk. I need to do the DC review. I was talking about DC stuff on a Instagram, what do you call it, reel, and I got quite a good number of good feedback on those. So let's see. As far as lures, so yeah, lipless, kind of your standards. The Bill Lewis, always going to be a go-to. The red eye shad, the Booyah one and hard knocker, cotton cordell super spot. Don't have to do anything too crazy, and I like those when they move up a little bit more, when you can kind of yo-yo it, as it's coming close to the shore, and then burn it. I tend to have more luck with it fishing from the bank.
I thought he was joking around. I thought they were joking around. Warren County Bass in J said, "How about the 13 whippersnapper?" And I was like, "What the hell is a whippersnapper? Is that what kind of made up lure is that?" So I looked it up, and it's the whippersnapper.
Is that their jerk bait?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever. Somebody asked me about that one. That's one I've not.
It looks pretty decently priced,
used.
$7. They got them on Tackle Warehouse. But yeah,
I do like that disco shad color.
Disco shad.
They have regurgitated shad? Oh, they don't.
Clear perch. What is that one? Black lavender.
Dizzle's getting a shopping cart ready. Let's see. What other lures? What are your other big spinnerbaits? So spinnerbaits, I was talking to Chris today, and he had some that he liked from Omnia. Was it the Bassman's? I feel like there's a ton of different spinnerbaits out on the market now. I'm just wondering, everybody in chat, have you all got into any new spinnerbaits that you have really, really liked lately? So I think the Power Blades.
Spinnerbaits?
The what?
Have you heard of new spinnerbaits or new I guess technology changes in them?
Dude, why? There's nothing running in the background either. Like, I literally don't get it.
I think it's trying to probably connect to your Wi-Fi at the same time or something.
It doesn't show it on my computer though. It shows no.
So down on the bottom toolbar where it's got the time and all that time, date and everything, is there an internet connection button down there? And if so, if you right click on it, there should be a network and internet settings.
I'm gonna leave and come back. Okay,
cool. So yeah, I totally 100% agree. The War Eagle spinnerbaits are amazing. I don't know what it is. I truly love them. What else do we got here?
It's like you have to go into the actual internet looking deal here. So hopefully that fixes it. So I have to manually turn it back on now. Wi-Fi is turned off. So let's see if that could have been it. We might have found it.
Ooh, Hella Bass always said do a reset on your everything before.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I thought he was being like, anytime at work, I have to call help desk when I've got an issue. The first
shut
thing
down
they
and
always ask
restart.
me, did you restart your computer? I'm like, that literally has nothing to do with what's going on with my. Anyway, funny. Yeah, that's a good point. I probably should.
It says the printer toner's low. Did you restart your computer? No.
It says my keyboard's not working. Did you restart it? No, I don't have a keyboard to restart it. How would I? Let's see. The Mega Bass. I have not thrown any Mega Bass. The War Eagles. Yeah, War Eagles are always a staple to throw.
Mm-hmm.
River to Sea has some good ones. Interesting. Oh, and I got to get this question here. Let's look at a couple of these. I also just got a donation from Jermaine. What's up, brother? So what's up, Fishing Fam? Out to dinner for my birthday dinner, but just wanted to pop on, show some love. B-Day Monday, and I'm going live. Come through. Oh, well, make sure you go check out Brendan and Jermaine, two good dudes. They've got a live that's on. Is it always Monday night?
Is it Monday or
Wednesdays?
Wednesdays.
My B-Day, us Monday, and I'm going live. Maybe he's talking about specifically for Monday for fun. Yeah, I thought theirs was Wednesdays. But anyway, yeah, go check out those guys. Two good dudes. Let's see. Where was the one that I had? Oh, spinnerbait. Mega Bass, and then the other one was River to Sea. I don't know that
Yeah, do you want to be sharing right now?
Yep, I'm going to jump over and share now. Yeah, so I was throwing the Berkeley Power Blade today. Really like that one. I also like the Strike King, whatever it is, the tournament, whatever. It's like $7 for hand tied. It's their new one. Came out last year, the year before. Really like that one as well. I threw that a lot last year. But that Power Blade, that's the one I showed just on an unboxing recently. Swam
Was
very true.
that Strike King, was that the one that we both threw quite a bit with the stinger hook included, or was that a different one?
No, that's a different one. The new one is the one that I did a couple unboxings of them. I got a couple batches of them. Let's see.
Oh yeah. Yep. I remember seeing them. Nothing really stands out of my head about them though.
There's nothing special about them, like looking at them. They're
Yeah,
just a good price for like a solid little spinnerbait.
sure. Yeah, there really hasn't been a whole bunch of
Tour grade, this
innovations as
one.
far as
Yeah, this compact
like
one was the one I
spinnerbaits.
liked. Yeah, $7.59. I thought they were cheaper. I thought they were $6.99. They might have went up a little bit, but look for the sales. Hit like a Tackle Warehouse sale or an Omnia sale or whatever. Make sure you use Rich's code over there. Rich is in here. Hook him up because a little bit goes back to helping him.
Did you ever try the spinnerbaits that had like the 68 different blades on there? I think Booyah did them.
Dude,
Booyah did like
that mooring dog looks cool.
A 4-bladed bait.
Okay, anyway, No, I haven't. Let's get back to what was the two that we were going to look up? Oh, River to Sea.
River to Sea. And something else. I don't remember.
The Ish Monroe, is that the only one they have? Yeah, the Ish Monroe spinnerbait. I have never seen these, to be honest. Look cool.
What's it called?
It's the Ish Monroe.
Oh yeah, it's just the Ish.
Bling double Willa.
Double Willa.
Yeah, they look good. I'd give them a go.
What's your blade go to?
I talked about that on a video. Ooh, that Picasso one looks cool. I think I did get a couple of these hog snatchers. I don't know that I've thrown them yet. Royal Red Crop. Oh Lord, isn't this the hog snatcher?
That's nice looking.
Oh no, this is the Invisor wire double. So I'm honestly not a big like specific blade. I think I throw a tandem most of the time with the small Colorado on it. But I kind of like the mix of blade colors, like the gold and silver. That's like a nickel, but I like the ones where there's one of each, because I'm not like I only throw a size. I don't even know the blade sizes for spinnerbait. As bad as that is, and I'm like, spinnerbait's one of my favorite lures ever, but like a size 7 blade on back with the a small size 3. I don't even know what the sizes run, but I don't get into it that much. I will say I do like a gold and silver, either that or a double willow. I feel like, because it mimics bait fish, small shad are usually my go-tos. But the only time I'll really deviate when I feel like it makes a difference is going to like a big Colorado, and then I just kind of play with stuff in between. Like last year, I was actually the first fish of the year, I think, came last year on the Booyah Covert, which is like an Indiana blade. So it's kind of like one of those in between. So, yeah, I don't have like a specific go-to. Yeah, these are, there's the Booyah Super Quad Blade. Never thrown such a thing. Let's see. What did chat say? See if there were any other recommendations for Strike King Tour Grade. Yep. Like those.
There's a lot of really smart people in here, going with the War Eagles.
Yep. Westfall throwing the Thunderhawk Sergeant Lipless. Yep, like Thunderhawk. Good supporters of us. I mean, I'm not sponsored by him or anything, but Chief is a good cat and has sent free lures over to me for unboxings and giveaways and stuff. Nice folks. And I'm Frozen. Why?
What the heck happened? Oh, there he goes. It said, who just said, I just saw what's it, the McDouble Wi-Fi? Did I see that right? Oh, hey buddy, what's going on?
I need to restart my computer thing. Gosh. Stupid thing.
Maybe, I don't know.
Rich is probably right. He's all technical and smart with that crap, and I'm not. Let's see what else. Big double Colorado blade guy.
Yeah, I've never.
Talk.
God, I remember
Hellabass's code too. If you're shopping over at Omnia, his code for March.
What the hell is that? I remember back in the day watching it was like a Bill Dance or something like that, and he was like, "Oh, sometimes I'm out fishing or doing blah blah blah, this or that," and he's like, it's not, you don't need such a big profile," and he's like, "I just take a pair of wire cutters or my pliers, and I just nip off the bottom or the free floating blade in there," and I was like, "Why would you ever do that?" So I did it to a couple, and I was like, "Man, I regret doing that. I shouldn't have done that."
Let's see. What other thing? Okay, so how about gear? That was one thing I wanted to talk about because I know we'll see more of it which is crazy to think about because I literally feel like we just not too long ago talked about iCast and stuff. So the classic's going to be coming up. There's going to be releases for the classic. Shortly after that, iCast, going to be coming out. So as far as new stuff, have you seen any new things this year that have piqued your interest?
The only thing that I saw new, I guess, is the meta rod that I got. That was kind of, the big thing that I was looking for, and maybe that St. Croix pistol grip rod. Who knows? I'm kidding. I'm not getting that thing.
Yeah, that was the winner. Well, actually, who was it? Rich or Punch corrected me. It wasn't that exact model. It was that model that was the winner, not the exact pistol grip one. So, but that was the picture they had when they showed best to show or whatever for rods. So I'm like, dude, there's no way this pistol grip rod won. But anyway, I did pick up one of these. So I think it's called Tackle Direct is where I ordered from. Tackle Warehouse didn't have them in stock, and I don't remember, I got an ad or something from it and saw that they had them. So I picked up one of these. So I'm kind of interested to see what the big difference is going to be for the new.
Share?
Oh crap! I forgot I got froze and kicked out. Thank you, Randall.
No problem.
Am I sharing now? There. Okay, so the SLX A150. So this is the new version of the SLX.
Oh.
I was reading through it and I didn't notice a ton of differences. I did see that it said, so it's still got the Hagane body, so the aluminum alloy, whatever their name for their aluminum alloy frame is. But it did say, so it's got the SVS brakes with external adjustment that offers quick, precise adjustments. So I don't know if you can see that. Are the SVS just the internal, or are they talking about the control?
That looks
cast control
a lot like skinnier is not the word. Did the other ones look like that?
Oh yeah, with the external adjustment. So they're just talking about your cast control spool tension. Let's see, available in 3 gear ratios. I feel like there was a different thing I was reading on it. Maybe I went to the Shimano site, but I think they said they did something different with if they did like a bearing supported pinion or something in it. I don't know. So I'll be interested. I might do like a breakdown once I get it and compare it to the old one just to see if it's worth picking up or if they just kind of revamp the colors and it's the same thing. I don't know. Maybe somebody smarter than me already knows this and can tell us, but we'll see. I picked one up because, yeah, it's the SLX and it's one of the best selling reels for a reason. It's a good reel. As far as, let's see, did I see anything else in Shimano? I don't remember. I think there was like a Metanium or something else fancy coming out. This is a sleeper reel. Philip Cheek talks about this one. This is one that I've used a lot more last year. Shimano SLX MGL 70 is an awesome smaller reel. If you want like a good smaller kind of finesse reel, that MGL spool, man, it can huck a lipless.
A huckler. Hey, I do gotta say those flat sides you painted are per T.
Oh, the crappy ones. That was actually an old picture. I already sold all those in an old batch. Yeah, but I was gonna pick up the old airbrush tomorrow. Maybe I got some rearranging and stuff I need to do down here.
Do it, I dare you.
I might. Who knows? I just might get crazy with the airbrush tomorrow. Let's see what else. Any other questions? I am way behind on comments now. Oh, I guess not too bad. 9 minutes behind.
Just looking.
So back at the spinnerbait talk. Saying, haha, I froze. Yeah, I don't know what the deal is. Rich is probably, I need to reset everything before I go.
So somebody said that they're thankful that the water's not as frozen as your computer.
Oh, Chris. Yeah, Chris and I were talking about the new Tatula rods today, and I guess I didn't realize they were coming out with a new version of it. That's been one of my. Oh, it's the Elites though. I'm sorry, I was thinking it was the mid range. So for Daiwa rods, the Tatula XT is, I feel like, a sleeper. Arid X, one of the best budget rods out there for what you're getting for the money. I was thinking it was this one. This is the one I was talking about, Chris. The regular Tatula rods. I love these rods. I have an old version of this one that is just so dang comfy. Really like those. But he said the Elites. So the Elites were these before, the gray ones, but apparently they're coming out with a new one of those. Did they show it here? Did I miss it, or is it not even up here yet? Daiwa. Hey, yeah, I don't see him even up here yet. I think you said Omni had him. Let's jump over to Omnia and see, because I want to see what they look like. I didn't know they were coming out with a new one. Do like me some Daiwa. Omnia fishing. Let me share.
Chris said yes on Omnia.
Oh, okay. Omnia was.
Oh, Fat Boy said that you passed it too.
Oh, did I really? Well, now I feel like a dummy.
A goofball head.
Let's do Tatula. Should probably do Tatula Elite. Oh, I like how they have them labeled. There's the Tatula 2018. Here's the Tatula 20. Oh, I didn't realize they were still gray. That's probably why I went over it. I thought they were a whole different like color. I'm sharing, right?
Yes.
Okay. So that's the spinning. I want to look at the casting model. Is this going to take me back to... Why is there no casting model? Am I dumb? Don't answer that, Randy.
I didn't say anything.
Tatula.
Somebody in the chat, please answer that question and I'll say it out loud.
Tatula Elite 23. Good golly, that took a lot longer than this should have. Okay, so let's see. So it's still the black and grayish deal. I do like that they have the, I think that's the same seat that's on those Tatula rods, I want to say. Maybe not. Rich might know. Rich, I feel like gets the insider info before I do. Rich, do you know? I like the I do like that slick black handle part. I don't know. Can't really tell from it there. But just the regular, what I'm talking about is on those, just the regular Tatula rods. I really like that handle where it comes together. This part, to me, is very comfortable. So if it has the same type of deal as that, I will enjoy that.
A split butt grip, whatever you want to call that?
No, this is just a one piece. Yeah, I just make this.
Yeah, no, I like the actual.
Oh, on the new one, you mean? The new Elite. Let's see. It's a split grip. I think he was saying too, they have a whole bunch of different models. So some of them are cork, some of them are split grip, some of them are like a single piece grip. I don't know what you call it, but all in one. I don't know if I have to go into like all these differently and look. I don't know. This is too fancy for me. Oh, see there, it just changed. There's the one piece, not the split grip. Then he said some of them are, let's just do like a 7.3 medium heavy. No. So you have to literally, oh, there we go. Yeah. So I wonder if that's like the exact same thing as the Tatula. Interesting. Yeah, I think that's kind of cool when they do that. That's one thing that I think would be hard as a rod designer, because like, I feel like you'd have to really keep in mind what everybody likes versus me. You know, like I go out and I'm like, this is what I like. I'm going to build it, you know? and then you have a lot of people that may go one way or another, what you like, what you don't like. So it's kind of interesting seeing like this, where I'm assuming they worked with like the pros, and then each one, like before, it had like a signature series. So I can't see it on there. I'm guessing that's what they did here. So this is like, let's say Ish's or whatever, right? So then Ish would have designed this to his standards and said, oh, I don't like that gray EVA. I like a one-piece cork, right? So they build it for the pro, who I think that's kind of cool. That's kind of what Abu did. I picked up one of the Abu rods that was like that, where they come out with like specific actions and stuff. I think all those are EVA, but that's kind of cool. How about chat? Fishing friends out there, do you have, be it a rod or reel, one that you're really looking to get into and try this year? Any new gear that you've liked?
Hey, I just wanted to say we have like 339 people that are awesome enough to join us tonight, and
hell yeah,
with our shenanigans afoot. If you guys could just take a second and click the like button, it helps out Debo quite a bit. We got 166 with three plus in the live right now, guys.
Heck yeah, we'll be doing a giveaway soon. Doing a spring fishing themed giveaway to hopefully help somebody out, get some spring lures, and go catch some fish.
Since you're on that topic, might as well throw it out there right now. You must be present to win.
Must be present to win when I do the giveaway. If you're in one of our Canadian brethren, I'll send you a gift card or something. I'm not going to pay $65 to ship you a box of $50 baits.
A gift card and a virtual high five.
And a virtual hug. Let's see. What else? Let's see. I'm trying to go through and see if anybody has. Brian Lee said Discount Tackle has 20% off Z-Man right now. That's a good deal. I think they have their Z-Man stuff. I don't remember if they had like a special deal with them or something. So theirs was cheaper anyway than other places, like just to start out with. So that's nice. Thank you for the heads up, Brian. I do like sales, anything to help people out. Let's see. Oh, Nate said the SLX MGL 70 to put it to work last year fishing poppers. Yeah, throwing lighter stuff. It's even heavier stuff. I mean, I was throwing a 1/2 ounce lipless down to like a little 1/4 ounce underspin. It's a smooth little reel. Good do it all reel.
Random question that just popped into my head.
Oh, Augustin was just asking about that. He just asked about the rod we were looking at.
So random question that just came in, because I just pulled up the Discount Tackle website. Is there a lure? Obviously, you're going to know my answer, but is there a lure that you would like be physically kind of upset about if they're like, well, we're done making this lure, we're going out of business, we're changing the whole thing up, anything like that, where the lure that you had, you used, you cut your teeth on, it was your bread and butter, if they decided to change it and it's never going to ever be the same ever again, that you would just be like, oh my God, I don't even know how I'm going to fish now?
Okay, awesome question. I love it. Let's hold that one, because I'm going to do a couple things here, but that's a fun one, dude. I love it. Hammer, check out the new SLX rods. For $100, $99 is what the SLX rods are. I did get one of the new versions, and I also got the new Tatula XT, which is a $100 rod, which I really liked. So I'm going to be doing a comparison of those. Whoops, sorry everybody. Sorry. I did get those last year, fished them for a little bit, so that I had planned on having that video out in like December, and hey, look, it's March 4th, and I still haven't done that. I need to do so many gear reviews and stuff. There's some of my favorites to do, and I just haven't done them. So get my butt in work. But yes, I do like the new rod. I will be sharing my thoughts on those soon. Also, somebody asked, Thai Carbide. Have you bought a Denali rod yet? No, Rain and I have talked about it. I'm going to have to pick one up. We've talked about it multiple times, and I've never used a single Denali rod. So not yet, but I do plan to pick one up because people have asked me about it. Okay, so Randall, awesome question. If they were to discontinue one lure, what is it that I would be like visibly
like torn up? Just, oh my, why did they ever have
do you know what your
this?
I already know what yours is.
Yeah.
Gosh, that's a hard question. I don't know that I have like a single I would say probably what comes to mind would be like Reaction Innovations if they just stop. Because actually, Chris and I were talking about that today. He likes the sungill color. He's like, I can never find them, and I have a secret color that I like to get that I couldn't find. So if they just said, yeah, we're just done making lures and Reaction Innovations just hung it up, I would be pretty upset because that's one of my all-time favorite top two, I would say, if not my favorite paddle tail of all time.
Yeah, I mean, obviously mine's gonna be, if they for whatever reason decided to not make the War Eagle finesse jig anymore, I would just be like beside myself, and I don't even know what I would do, honestly. Like, fishing just it'd probably be the same realistically, but I would bring it up every single time, like how you mess with my drags.
No, you just come over to my garage and you just make your own special ones. And
True, but it's still, I mean, even if you make your own, it's not it's similar, but it's never the same. You know what I mean?
same, but not same, different.
Same, but different.
Oh, okay.
Same, but
Yeah.
different.
Yeah, Japan. I heard their Japan asked it, and then Joshua too. I heard the exact same thing about those AGS guides were having issues breaking and something else. I think it's because who was saying that they're like they don't have any give in them or something. So it's not like you can bend it and then bend it back. It's some sort of lightweight material that if it gets like flexed at all to that point and it just breaks. So it's not like, like if you lay a rod down and accidentally like lean on it or something, one of the guides might just get bent up and you can bend it down. Now you can obviously only do that a couple times because it'd just be like a paper clip. You bend it too much and it would break off. But the first few times it's not going to matter. You just bend it back. But I think that was one of the deals with the AGS guys. I think it's because they were so much lighter, if I remember right. They're a super, super light guide, but not as durable. So it's kind of a give and take, I guess. Oh, we have to get our obligatory Guggen question out of the way. Owen, have you ever used Guggen baits? I've used them a little, but Randy is actually the guy you'd want to talk to. Owen, he's sponsored by Guggen. Basically, he's one of the Guggen squad guys you don't see like in the videos and stuff, but he does a lot of the behind the scenes work and stuff for them, and he packs all their clamshells and. Yeah, I've used some of them. I like some Guggen stuff. Some of the other stuff, it's kind of like any other brand. I don't care for it, but yeah, they have some
Hey,
cool stuff out there.
real quick though, John B did put out just a video recently. I guess they redid their warehouse wherever it is in Texas. Um, that's actually pretty dang cool. If anybody, again, we don't hate on the Googans. We're, supportive of anybody that wants to go out there and do what they love doing and, make a buck of it. But more power to you, man. Go ahead and do it. I like Debo. I've used their baits. There's some that I like. There's some that I dislike. There's probably a few more that I dislike than I like, but either way, the cool thing about their new warehouse storefront is like they've taken a bunch of stuff that they've had from like videos and things like that. And I guess there's like a button or a switch next to the door that when you push it, it's the Perrick and John B 10-pounder. Why didn't you grab it or whatever Perrick said as he threw his rod down on the blow up? Dude, that is probably one of the best clips I've ever seen ever.
That's pretty funny. Mine would have to be if we had a warehouse and we had Debo Dizzle lures. My button when I pressed it would be, "Why did you loosen my drag? You've been messing with my drag, haven't
We're
you?"
messing with my drag.
No, nobody touched your effing drag, Randy. Is usually how it ends up.
My button for you would just say B's and G's.
B's and G's? Question
Casey
mark?
stop for B's and G's.
No, it'd be it would be, hey Randy, what's the closest Casey's? Can we stop? Fishing the 413. I did get my hands on some new Revo bait casters. So
They
you
better
might
have
see.
B's and G's.
Ooh, love me some B's and G's. So you probably will be seeing some videos on some new Revos soon. I did get the new Revo X out today and used it. Pretty good reel.
Nice.
I'm still disappointed that it's not an aluminum frame, but I was using it for jerk baits / lipless. My lipless only made it like 5 casts before I got it snagged on a brush pile, and yeah.
Dude, how bad are the water levels?
I don't know. I fished a lake I've only ever fished from the boat. So today was my first time, and I've grown up fishing it since I was a kid, but I've never fished it from the bank. So I don't know relative
I
to
mean,
what
are
it
they
normally
are they
was.
noticeably low?
No, no, I didn't look it.
So there are quite a few over here that are you like just even from fall to today even like going to them you're like holy cow, why is this low? Like their structure out in the middle of the lake that's now standing out of the water.
Hmm.
Um, there's one that I went to quite a few times. It was at the end of last year. I caught a pretty decent fish out there, almost 5 pounder, and like that spot that I caught it in is almost not even fishable anymore because it's so low.
Yeah, we've dealt with that. Bass. Know anything about the TFO rods? Yes, I actually had Ross from TFO on a live once. I've owned a few TFO rods. Super good folks. He was as nice as could be, and I have a few of their rods. Actually, it was the TFO Tactical Elite. I think it's called Tactical Bass Elite or something like that. It's kind of their mid range. I think it's like $150. That was probably my most used one that I liked out of there. Well, it was for sure the most used one out of theirs, but one of my most used combos from last year. I had the Lose custom something on it, the black one. Awesome, just kind of do it all. I had the 7-foot medium. It says it's a cranking, so it's like more of a moderate fast, but I used it for like larger top waters like the Sexy Dog. I threw it a jerk bait on it, crankbaits, swim jig, small swim jig. Yeah, it's a nice one. Then I did see this question. Westfall. Yeah, I actually got out today with the Lunker sticks, and I was really surprised with the spinning rod. That was the one I put the most work in. I got the medium light, and it felt really good. So yeah, I'm gonna be testing those more. Of course, I partnered up with Monster Bass. Complete transparency. They did send a couple to me for free, but I'm still gonna give you my honest thoughts. If you don't believe that, then you can go watch somebody else. But I'll give you what I really think about them. Let's see. There was another good one here that asked, ALX rods. I got some ALX rods I'm going to try out. That's another brand I've never tried out. I don't know if they're more of like a Southern company. I feel like I see a lot of guys from the South talking about them. I've never tried one. Let's see. Let's talk about spots real quick. Oh my gosh, we're already an hour 7 in. We should probably get ready for a giveaway. How about spots? Is there any sort of like specific spring spot? And I know that's obviously going to depend on the body of water you're fishing, river versus lake versus smaller pond. But during the spring, do you notice that you have more luck in a certain spot-ish area than others?
It would be more of a type of spot. It's a lot of people. So
Any
if you go
spot
out
where I
to
can throw that jig. I like them French
anyway,
fried taters and jigs.
so if you go to your local lake and around here anyway, here Iowa doesn't matter. It gets really windy in the spring, in the fall, things like that. If you look at your lakes and the people out fishing, traditionally there's not going to be people on the extremely windy days on that wind-blown bank. And that's probably one of the biggest mistakes you're ever going to come across is not fishing. If you're a bank fisherman anyway, if you're not on the bank that's getting just beat up by the wind, casting into the wind as best as you can and fishing that side because the fish are just going to be stacked up there. Even better if you can find like a jetty or any type of peninsula, I guess, that kind of goes out into the water as a break. Kind of fishing those. That's really kind of what I always key in on or try to look for at least when you know ice is out and I start back to open water fishing.
Yeah, yeah, I like that. Mine would be like any sort of like for me, I'm a big point guy when it comes to spring fishing. So like any of those points, like today there was a point we wish we could have got to, but it was a hike and a half to get over there. But those main lake points kind of going back into even those secondary points. I feel like they talk about how they move to the main lake, and maybe it's because around here a lot of our lakes are up to 500 acres. I'm not fishing bajillions of acre, lakes. Our lakes are relatively small, a lot of them around here, unless you go to like the Mississippi and stuff. But I feel like any of those points can honestly be game, just the way a lot of the lakes are set up here. So that for me is like any sort of points you have, pull up like a Google map of like any place you're fishing, even a pond. And oftentimes you can see the contour of the land. So even if you can't find like a topographical map that shows like all the actual depth ranges of your lake or your pond, look at how the land is laid out. And that's, I know, something that old Johnny was talking about the day we were out. We were like, dude, how did you get on such a good jerkbait bite? He's like, well, it's a windblown bank. And he's like, obviously you can see from the, the hill here, the land comes down, it comes down into a big, not lay down. What am I trying to think of? Big point, underwater point. It just keeps going down. And our buddy was hammering him on a jerkbait and kind of gave us the pattern for the day. And we got on
what did
that.
he caught he caught his PB that day, like the 6+.
I think it was a 6, if I remember right. Yeah, 6.5.
It was right
something like that.
But
it was his PB there. It wasn't his
just,
PB. It was, I think he said just PB there.
Yeah, but still, it was a toad of a bass, and we're just like, oh, hey,
Tank.
what's that? Go check out that spot over there, way far away from us. Don't come over here.
But yeah, it's like the dam side. If you go to like the dam side of a lake, you'll often see where where it's been built up, or those natural areas that come in. But any of those points for me are some of my favorite spring fishing. Owen, dude, this is actually a really fun question. I feel like this could be a whole dedicated live. So your top 5 worst lures of all time. So we each pick our top 5 lures that have just been poop. And then also the top 5 lures that you thought would be poop and not catch fish, but actually did. That would be a fun one, dude. That's a good idea.
The second part of that is probably the tougher one.
Randy's like, top 5 worst lures. Any lure that's not a jig, 1. Any lure that's not a jig, 2. All right, let's get a giveaway going here too. We're gonna send out a spring box to someone. Let me see. So the StreamYard. I need to have like the giveaway tool thing saved so I don't have to search it every time. So let's see.
You should also try to restart your computer every once in a while too.
You hush. Oh, we already have one entry. Somebody already guessed it. I went really crazy with it this time. Hashtag spring. Oh, 2 people already got it. Okay, hashtag spring. People were talking about baits that I would be sad disconnected, and there was like 10 people that said the Lunker-on spider.
You never answered that question.
Dude, I don't know. Like, that's such a hard one. I don't know that there's a specific.
So, okay, do this, I guess, for yourself, because I mean, you could be like, oh, the tequila sunrise color. Like, take out the aspect of you can go out and you can make a whole lot of whatever kind of lures that you want. So if you take that out of consideration, that you just can't make either the color, the type of bait, it doesn't matter what it is.
Oh, it'd be frog then, for sure. If they stop making frogs.
Okay, so any more specific than just frog?
An all black frog. Let's say black belly frogs were all discontinued. I would be very upset.
So for whatever reason, they no longer did a all black frog.
All frogs only come in white belly. I would be highly upset.
There was a law passed by the FCCA 12, whatever you want to say it is, whatever governing body there may be, said no longer black-bellied frog. You can't use them ever.
Yep, that I would be the saddest, because like I will default to like an all black frog. I would say 90% of the time now. That's how much confidence I have in, like, I feel like it just creates a silhouette and I get bit more on it. Maybe it's all in my head. Again, so much of fishing is just a confidence thing, but the AGS guides are carbon fiber. That's why. Okay. Thank you, Austin. Let's see what else. What other good questions we got, man? Tonight's been a good chat provided questions and comments. I like it when chat rolls in and helps us out.
Yeah,
Let's
you
see.
said hashtag spring and then it blew up, so I'm trying to go back now.
Dude, yeah, Japan, I will actually say the Walmart $1 spinnerbaits are actually solid.
Mm.
The skirt doesn't last long. Like, you get a day out of it. Like, if you're in a pinch and need to just grab, like, especially if you're a bank angler and you're hitting a new spot that you're scared that you're going to lose a bunch, I've actually had really good luck on those. They come with sharp hooks, decent hardware. The skirt sucks, like I said, but I mean, you can always grab a thing of
Yeah, you can
aftermarket
always
skirts, you know,
yeah,
five
you
pack of
can always
skirts.
put on a new skirt, and
Yeah.
I know those are the same ones that I always like to put a like a smaller stinger hook on the back of them too. You may have to do a little bit of readjusting. You know, if you come across something and you kind of get a slight snag or something like that, you may have to adjust them a little bit more. But I definitely agree; those are solid go-tos.
Oh yeah, we were talking about things that it would say. Yeah, my button would just be "Shut up, Randy." Good call, Brennan. Good call. Let's see what
Right, and I
else.
thought we were cool, dude. That's lame. Hey, have you heard Debo wants his eyes? He's only talked about it for, weeks and weeks and weeks now. Where those eyes at? He
I
says.
haven't.
He
I didn't even bring
shakes
it up
his
this
fists
week.
at me. You brought it up 20 minutes, well, probably more like an hour
I
ago
don't even
now.
remember that.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Debo Custom Deadeye Shad. Let me get some of them eyes.
Let me get them eyes from you. Shanna, that's actually a good question. I feel like we could do a whole live dedicated to, are you new to fishing or like new to getting a bait casting combo? I feel like we could really go down the rabbit hole, like a whole live on just nerding out about that stuff. Um,
Jesse Raymaker, it looks like, says, why doesn't the Fenwick World Class rod get any love? Um, I've used a few Fenwicks in the past. Um, didn't you get a newer Fenwick last season? Was that Fenwick or was that a different brand?
yeah, yes. Actually, I like that a lot. That was not talking about lures. That same question that I think it was Owen had that. A rod that I got that I was like, I really had zero expectation. I was kind of like, it's a Fenwick. Like, they haven't come out with anything I feel like good for a while. You know, I hadn't heard much out of them. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
this is probably gonna be a bad decision that I got this type of thing. But actually was one of my kind of favorite rods, one of my favorite spinning rods. Just
That
like a
would be
good
like
lightweight, do it all
that would
combo.
be
I
like
like
if
both.
Quantum came out with something that was like
Yeah,
groundbreaking or something that changed the way of doing, not necessarily to that level,
or just something
but
new, like something like I feel like they're both kind of sleeper companies that used to have good stuff, and then like they
mhm,
just kind of fell off for a while. And yeah, all right, let's
they
draw. Oh,
didn't
we're
keep up.
one. Yeah, right. 189. We need one more person to enter. Randy, don't enter
I'm
because
not gonna.
if I draw you, I'm actually going to drive over and steal some of your stuff as payment for entering. Okay, 193. Let's draw. I am sharing, right? Yes, I am sharing. That better not have been you that just entered. I just saw that go up to 194 before I clicked it. You son of a
Oh,
Corey Stout.
Corey, are you here still?
Are
Part
you
of the
here?
requirements. Corey.
Because it matches his Guggen Underoos. Do you still have those Guggen Underoos?
Corey, if you're here.
I bet he's here. He looks like the type of guy that knows
Corey
his
is
bass
here.
feet. Corey, I bet would slap me
854.
around if we went bank fishing. He's got some toads there.
Corey is
See
here. Did
him?
you hear me?
Corey
Yep.
is here. Oh, there's Corey. Corey Stout in here. Okay, Corey,
854.
please send an email to debosfishing@gmail.com with a screenshot of your YouTube so I know it's you, and then the address. I can send said package, and I will send you out a spring package. If there's anything special that you want in there too, I can see you're a bass angler. Anything that you want to try, let me know. I'd be happy to help you out. Let me write this down quick so I don't forget. OREYSTOUT spring box. Thanks, Randy, for the whiteboard. That has helped me keep all of my giveaways 100% better organized. Then I just have to match my email up to the person on my whiteboard. Okay, let's see. Let's get some quick this or that, some more quick questions here before we get out. I like doing those. Those are always fun. Give him a zillion. Dude, I wish I could. I wish if we have any Daiwa people out there that have a Daiwa hookup, see if Daiwa will just send me like 100 zillions, and then I can just fish a lot more of them and give some away. Here's the deal. If Daiwa sends me 100 zillions, I'll do a zillion giveaway a month for all of 2023. I promise you all that. So somebody just has to make that happen. Let's see. That was a joke, Randy. You're supposed to laugh. That was funny.
Sorry. Somebody just brought up the kilt again, and I'm just out here trying to figure out how I measure for a kilt.
Oh, Jason, is that the one? Oh, Jason, I actually had yours starred from super early on. That exact question. I'm glad you asked that because that's one that I went, ooh, that's a good question. Okay, Jason, tackle bag, tackle box, or tackle backpack? Okay, so I'm automatically cutting out tackle box. I feel like there is no time that I would ever want to lug around. Like if I could show you all my old tackle box that I lugged around and it was always such a pain. Like I would get to the pond and put it in one spot and then I would never move it. I would always go back to it when I needed stuff because the thing was so damn heavy and bulky. So tackle box is out. Nobody should be carrying around a tackle box these days anymore. Tackle bag or tackle backpack. So I'm assuming for the tackle bag, you mean like the square ones?
The over the shoulder kind of.
Yeah, throw it over your shoulder. So when I got back into bass fishing, so that's been like what, 8 years ago now, probably. That was 2015. Yeah, so like 8 years. I had a couple cheap backpacks, both of them ripped out. So then I was like, okay, backpacks suck. They weren't fishing backpacks. They were just kind of like regular backpacks, but once you put a bunch of stuff in it, all of them have like the cheapy things where the shoulder deal is just sewn on. Ripped them out. Oh, they always rip there. Got a tackle bag and like the square ones, really nice because you could put like 4 3700s in it. The problem is walking around the bank all day with those like digs in.
They dig
horribly.
In bad. Yep.
So I went back to the tackle backpack, and for me, I'm 100% tackle backpack. I have a couple different sizes. A big one, it's the Fish Lab one. I don't know what they call it, but that one I keep in my truck. I'll take it with me on short jaunts. But if we're doing like a pond or a lake that like we have to do a ton of walking, I've got like a little small one. So for me, it's definitely, or even a sling backpack. Even those like little backpacks that's just the one shoulder strap sling, those are okay because you can't put a ton of crap in it. So
similar to something like this?
Yes, something exactly like that, Mr. Randall. That size too.
Yeah.
How about you? You're the same? I think you're probably pretty much the same. Huh?
Yeah, tackle box is never going to be. I feel like I am too brazen with my tackle. I feel like I would kick a box over and everything would go flying everywhere when I didn't want it. And backpack is probably going to be. What was the one that I?
Boom! I actually am a fan of the fanny pack. I'll rock a fanny pack. I ain't too scared.
What was the one I got? I showed you it last time. Last year, I should say. It's the Samurai something or other. God, what was that called?
I'm not sure.
I'll find it here. Just one second.
I do like. Yeah, I feel like the feedback on those is split right down the middle. Like people either love those or hate them. I like them. I don't know that I have any. I've got some back here. Yeah, so they're like the ones with the zipper thing. I think Tackle Warehouse has one too. I think that's the more recent one. They look like these, but they're a different shape, like the 6th Sense ones. So they have like a thing here, and you can store all your plastics and stuff inside. I like these for the truck as an extra bag. Now, I would never like walk around with this. I mean, you certainly could. You just do this, and you could like just walk around with it like that if you wanted. I don't want to have more stuff on my hands than I need because I'm carrying my rods. But yeah, you could walk around with this. But I like these for carrying all my extra stuff. Throw all your extras in there like that, and then just leave that in the truck. So if you need to come back and change stuff out or replenish, I really like that.
It is the Samurai Tactical something. I don't know how to say that word. Siago Slim. But yeah, I think this is the one that I have. It's it's just a regular backpack style. Um, yeah, I think that's the one I have.
Yeah, that's the one I have. I bought mine on Amazon. It wasn't that expensive. It's Raw Deal or something, Raw Deal. I've never heard of them. They're
Mm.
just some random company, but yeah, that was the one I bought, the little shoulder strap one, and I still use that one. It's held up. So for a cheap backpack, it's done well. Now backpacks, I will say, Tackle Warehouse one, I can't say enough good things about it.
Mm.
I've used that one for I don't know how long. Double stitched, super thick up top, didn't have any issues. Now I know Randy didn't like it as much because
It felt like it sat too high on me. You know what it's kind of hard to explain, but it's like if it's like if you put on a t-shirt and it ended up being a crop top. Does that make
crop
sense?
top, like too
It just
short.
it felt like it was too short for me personally. I
Yeah,
know
I remember
you
you said
liked
it
it,
wasn't
and
comfortable. Yeah.
yeah, it just felt like it sat too high on my back.
Let's see what other there was a bunch of good questions coming through. What do you like for your pre-fishing trip? Energy drink or coffee? Randy and I are opposites when it comes to that. I'm a coffee all day, every day, and he's energy drink. Usually, what is it? Sugar-free Red Bull is your drink of choice. I knew it.
I actually just put in the chat just right now the Samurai Tactical, whatever the bag is that I use. I really like it because it sits down low. It actually has the one thing I do like a lot is the chest clip clappy thing,
Mm.
whatever you want to call it. Just because there's been times in the past where I didn't have one of those or I didn't use it, and it felt like the bag would try to like slide off of me and like dig into my shoulders with different bags that I've had in the past. And that one's pretty reasonable. It's like $50, and I put probably way too much stuff in there.
Brenner brought up a good point. Yeah, I guess it would depend on bank or boat fishing. Yeah, if you had like an old tackle box on the boat, absolutely, because you're not toting it around everywhere. So yeah, like a plastic tote or something on the boat, that's a whole different deal. That would definitely work. Yeah, Randy, when are you going to start posting on your own YouTube channel?
You were breaking up. What'd you say?
What? Huh? Yeah. Let's see. Let's do a couple more questions and we'll get out of here. We've still got 340 people watching. Blows me away that y'all like to hang out with us on a Saturday night. Let's see. What are some other good ones? I drink water in the morning. What? Nick, I don't even want to hear you're on this whole health kick. I feel horrible that you've done so well and I can't even get my butt up to work out. Nick, you need to change your name too, because it's no longer it should be Fit Boy Fishing. You're looking good, brother. Looking good. Cape Lunker Hunt makes a decent backpack. Hopefully it's not anything like the Spider.
I actually just saw when I was looking up because I got my backpack, that Samurai at DSG, and they actually have a Lose. Looks like they had some newer ones.
Has
Have you
newer
seen
what?
them?
Loose has newer what?
Backpacks, fishing
I haven't.
bags,
No.
backpacks.
Are they on the where? Ow! Something just poked me. Are they on the Warehouse of Tackles? We could go look it up.
I'll check real quick.
Yeah, I'm always down to try a new one. If I feel like once you have a few, you don't really need them until like it breaks or something goes wrong. So I don't know that I don't really need one now, but let's
They
see.
do, but I don't think these are the ones I was
Best
looking
budget
at.
bait caster. Outlaw, that depends. What's your budget? What do you define budget as? $50 and under, $100 and under? What's your budget? Yeah, Nick. Anyway, I agree with Pima. Coffee is mostly water. So yeah. Mine is Mountain Dew. Dude, that is one drink that I just can't do. Mountain Dew is barf. I know people like it, but
Chip, I'm all hopped up on Mountain
like
Dew.
spider monkey. Oh my gosh, Randy, how about this?
Hmm.
Chris sends me a picture after we're done fishing. Guess what he found on him?
A tick already?
A tick already. I was like,
Already?
dude, I'm like, you gotta be freaking kidding me. Then like on the drive home, because I read it. I didn't
You're
want
just
to
like,
text back because I was driving. Yeah. Then the whole time I seen it pop up on my screen. I was like,
oh, God. Why would you even say that?
100. Outlaw says 100 under. Dude, there's so many good bait casters at $100 and under. SLX, you've got the LFS, the old Revo that was aluminum frame, the new Revo Castwell, or I'm sorry, the Revo X, Castwell. But man, I wish they would have stuck with the aluminum frame. That's my only dig at it. We've got the Daiwa Fuego. You have to get it on sale now. I think it went up, so it's like 110 or 115. But get it on sale. You can still find a bunch of the old Fuegos on sale. Yeah, there's a bunch of different options out there, dude. For sure, at $100, you can get a lot of good ones at that.
I can't think of anything else right now except for creepy crawlies.
Bank, kayak, or boat fishing. If we could only do one forever, I feel like I want to do more boat fishing this year. Like I'm going to steal Dad's boat more. And because I was thinking of the place that we hit 4th of July, like 5 years ago, and had that amazing topwater year.
Topwater day on the dogs.
Yep, sexy dogs. Yeah, we need to go back there and try to time that around the 4th of July-ish.
I mean, really, anytime. It doesn't have to be 4th of July.
I want to get topwater there again. It was fun. Let's see. Let's each do one more question, then we're getting out of here. What were you gonna say? Sorry.
I was just gonna say that day was crazy because that place felt like it could have been any bait. Like any bait should have worked there. But none of the baits that we tried to throw worked other than like that sexy dog pencil-ish type of, would you consider it a pencil walking bait?
The sexy dog?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not necessarily like a pencil bait, but it's like a larger walking bait. Yep.
Like that's the only thing that worked. Like I would have assumed that everything we tried would have worked. Like, but no, not at all. You got a donation too.
Oh, well, yep.
Oh, geez.
Bank, boat. Man, there's a lot of stuff. I feel like bank is always going to be like underrated and always going to be like at my heart. Like even if I were to get a boat, like I would still bank fish. Like I wouldn't get a boat and just be like, oh, I only boat fish now. There's just something about walking around, like it's that much harder, and I feel like it's that much more of a success. You know,
right? When you stick a pig and you see somebody like that. One day we were out. It's been multiple days where dudes just roll up on us as we're fishing on the bank in their boats, and they try, and as they're boating away, we just stick a pig or whatever, and it's just like, how's that boat with your fancy electronics working there?
It would be okay. Listen, I'm not gonna lie. So I love my aluminum kayak, my John boat. I have 11-foot John boat for anybody that doesn't know. So that's why I've never got a kayak. Like I don't have anything against kayaks or kayak fishing, but like I just can't. What's the word? Rationalize going out and buying a kayak when I've got that. However, I think it would be really fun for each of us to have kayaks and go out we could go to any lake, we could go to any, and like each of us on a kayak and cover. I think that would actually be pretty fun. I wish there was a place like around here where we could rent them and like try them, because I know that's that's something that both you and I have talked about. Is I hate fishing sitting down. Like I despise it. And I know you've talked about too. You're like, well, I'm not the most nimble guy, so like standing up on a kayak is like
bimbly.
Yeah. So it would be nice to try like some and see, okay, how
let's be realistic though. Thing? If we were to do that, how many of those fishing trips would either end, start, or have in the middle, like
one of us going in?
No, I was going to say basically bumper cars, but bumper kayaks.
Oh, dude, I didn't even think of that, but that'd be fun as hell. we could play. What's the battleship? Try to sink each other.
Yeah, we throw lures at each other depending on where.
Close our eyes and we just start casting to see if we can hit each other.
Jeez, let's not do that.
With treble hook lures. Eric D with the $10 bomb. Eric, thank you very much, my friend. As a bank angler, do you tend to overpack? Okay, so that's actually a really good question, because I have over the years definitely changed. So before, when I would go out, I would rather have more with me than I needed, and I'm still that way. However, it was all in one backpack that I would carry around. So I would usually go to a spot, carry my backpack around, put it down, fish the spot, put my backpack back on, go. And I still kind of do that. But what I do now more definitely is keep the big backpack in my truck with like the little 36 or 3700 planos, And then when I go to different spots, have the smaller backpack so I can take out things that I want. Like, let's say I'm going to a place that's really grassy. So I know I'm not going to throw like a treble hook jerk bait, or, if it's really grassy up top, I know I'm not throwing like a walking bait or a pop or something like that, So I usually have those boxes separated out so I can leave those in the truck and then kind of flip my stuff around, or have like an open empty box if I'm not sure how it's going to be, throw some stuff in there and then just go. So yes, I did tend to overpack. I still overpack, but I keep all the extra stuff in the truck just in case I need it, and then only take what I need for that spot, if that makes sense.
So I like to think that I've done a lot better job than what I've done in the past. However, what I've done is I've gotten the biggest tote that I can find that fits underneath my tonneau cover in my truck. And I literally keep, well, not anymore. I was going to say a large percentage of my tackle in there, but I'll keep, all of the zip type bags that all of the different companies makes, like a money bag. I'll keep all of those labeled with whatever happens to be the plastics in there. I have some Flambeau coffin boxes for all my build and jerk and lipless crankbaits. And then I have, 78 jig boxes in there, and I keep all that stuff in there. And what I like to do is, refill in and out of that depending on what the water conditions are. So I have all of the options, but usually what I end up doing is I overpack. I overpack my bag. I take too many rods. I I do everything I try to talk myself out of. I just keep doing it over and over again.
Yeah. Josh, that's interesting. Josh said there's a place to rent and demo out by Des Moines. So I could meet you.
Really?
I could meet you one of these weekends that you actually come back from Nebraska. We could meet there halfway, and then
In Des
I could
Moines,
be
like Saylorville or
Saylorville, that lake. No, Des Moines would be like Brushy Creek. Isn't Brushy Creek north of Des Moines, right?
Brushy
Think.
Creeks? Yeah, way north, like hour
Is it
plus north.
really? Oh, I
Yeah,
was thinking it was closer to Des Moines.
it's
Yeah, I
off
don't
of
know. I don't
20,
fish. I don't fish by Des Moines hardly at all, to be honest. I don't get that
Indianola.
way. Oh.
He said.
So anyway, yeah, it'd be cool if you got out in the yak to demo it, and then I just tipped you over, and that was the trip, and then I just leave. I'd be like, go back to Nebraska, nerd, and then I'd just drive off. All right. Well, on that note, listen, it's been fun fishing, friends. Love y'all, Randy. We love you, even though we want to see you in a crop top and a kilt on your next fishing challenge. You got to make that happen. Crop top and a kilt, fishing only. Oh, and I got a membership. Who joined? I want to make sure I get my members. SD, new member. Thank you, my friend. Everybody else, I appreciate y'all. Members, anybody that watched, no matter who you are, love y'all. Randy, thanks for being a good sport about it all. If you're new to the channel, we go live every Saturday night. We have a good time. And I need to start getting more guests on.
Yeah, we were pretty heavy
that's
on
something we
guests there
got.
for a good amount of time, and then we kind of went away from it. We got to just get back to it, man. I
We
mean,
gotta get some more guests on. I know one that should be coming up. I just have to call him and get that set up because I haven't done that. So yeah, let's get some picked out. But anyway, have a good Saturday night. Love y'all. Thanks for watching, and until
oh yeah.
next Saturday.